transition over right now because we got this all set up for you guys. You can watch the beautiful cutscene that's going to happen here. And hello, Zero Wing.
Hey, Riku. Hey, everyone.
Welcome to the stream here. We're going to just quickly change our title as well since we got a little bit of time here. Not much, but we got a little bit of time. Since we're waiting on Coolpantsguy's thing to be done, so we're going to give you guys some music here. Actually, I got on Coolpantsguy, so we'll go ahead and give you music. Oh, never mind, he doesn't have any sound. Alright, we'll fix that afterwards. Okay. Coolpantsguy versus Zets 13. Alright. Go to my... So Zero, what do you think the outcome of this match is going to be?
Well, considering how Zets has been working her butt off, I think she's got a good chance of winning.
Well, looking at her PB compared to Coolpantsguy, her PB is really good right now.
And what is Coolpants' PB?
Coolpants has a PB of 132.18, where Zets has a PB of 126.32.
This is definitely going to be a very exciting match then, since the PBs are so off one another, but it just makes for a better match.
Alright, I think that all my commands are updated. Change over which one of these I have indicated. Okay. We just go wait for some mode 7, so we'll be starting any second here, guys. Alright, here we go. The race is about to start, guys. The anticipation can finally be over. And we should be off any second. Oh, there we go.
Okay, since we're coming in here with our 3 characters, the first thing we're going to do is, well, change our battle speed and message speed. Up for faster for message, slower for battle speed, and we're going to go for memory cursor. This is for helping us in battle with our commands and make it go faster. With battle speed 6, we want to be as slow as possible so the enemies don't get as many attacks.
Yeah, since battle speed in this game doesn't affect your party side, it only affects the enemy side.
Ooh, Cool Pants not get this guys to run away. Zets did, and she went around the little trigger flag for that will give us 2 more battles.
Yeah, they both did. That the only thing that can do is it can actually save your step route off the start of the game for the manipulation of the the Mount Colts. If you take the middle encounter, you don't have to grind as many inside of the cave, which will save your step route.
Now we see we couldn't run away at the beginning of the battle, and we had to take out the Lobo to run away for our 2 little soldiers. There are many monsters in this run that have no run flags, so by getting rid of that, we can run away. Now this battle Zets is getting into, the Volmemets also have a no run flag. We want to take care of those first with Wedge and Vix. And after that, we'll just Bio Blast the 2 guards. And make sure, and because of the animation, that will give us enough time for the ATB bars to fill up so we can actually get them to run away. Okay, this third battle, both of them got their Vix and Wedge to run away, and we're about to enter the mines. Now, if they are step routing, we will not see any encounters in the mine whatsoever, so I'm pretty sure they both did their semen lips before this run started.
Yes, they did. I know they did. They told us in the IRC, so we know they're both nipped, so we're going to see them just walk straight through here and not get any encounters in this area of the cave.
Now after this text box with the guard, we are about to enter into the first boss fight of the game. Here we are with Welk. We have this text box that we have to read with these 2 soldiers. We're just going to press A and forget about it. Press and hold A and forget about it. And turning on ATB, we will want to start doing our manipulation of the ATB. And Welk. Bad first attack, but at least it's not on our mystery character. And looks like they both got the first tech missile off. And part of the weight trick, okay, Zets set up for a fire beam. Hopefully, the ATB on the shell has a different 8 bar to it than the head, so when it reaches full, it will bring its head into the shell. And Zets gets her 3rd missile off. And that's the quick kill right there. Unfortunately, Coolpantsguy is slow on his mystery character, so he might have had to do a little bit of stuff, but he still gets the quick kill, so he's good as well.
Yeah, 2 quick kills. That's awesome to see because we want this to be a nice close match.
They're within like 4 seconds of each other right now, but so we come up to this little frozen dude. He's just chilling out, thinking about partying, and lo and behold, he wants to talk to our character. The 2 soldiers seem to be a little concerned about all this, that when she's going up to talk to it. And it seems that the flashing imp, they start disappearing. Where the heck are they going? Do they go home? Do they get into another world? Who knows? And so, this weird little party reaction between the 2, and boom, we are into our next scene. So, this mystery character wakes up, and we learn that she had a slave crown on her head, which controlled her every action, and made her lose her memory, it seems, as well. And so here we come naming our characters, and Zets drops the name to T. Because the text box is just slowly type out across the screen, we save frames and time by basically giving one letter and everything. It's supposed to save like over a time with like 30 seconds during the run, if we do this correctly. Now we get this interruption from the guards, and we're told to run, so that's what we're gonna do. Well, more like walking, not running, but semantics. So, we're crossing this bridge and heading into the mines, and well, we have to hit some monsters to get to level 6, but we want to do this fast, so we're just gonna take fire and attack everybody at the same time.
Yeah, we're gonna use our fire all, and we're gonna take, I think it's 4 encounters that we need.
Depending on experience routing, 4 to 5 encounters, and I believe with Coolpantsguy he'll need a little bit more.
Coolpantsguy will need more since he didn't have Mix and Wedge run away from the first fight. He didn't take any extra fights there, so he's gonna have to take some quite a few extra fights here. Also, I noticed he's naming his characters as well.
Now, if everything holds up right with the step routing here, and if we get the right encounters, we won't have to take any encounters at the end of the hallway by just walking back and forth. If that's not the case, we will have to walk back and forth and remain below a certain point to not trigger the next flag to advance events.
Yeah, on step route, you have to take this one encounter here in order to hit level 6, because it's been routed out that that's going to be the encounter that hits your level that we need in order for your characters to join with the levels you want them to be off the start.
And that's does have a level 6 and her antidote, which is antidote which we'll need later. We're doing this experience routing because we want our certain characters that join us to be at a certain level. Like, we get our next character who's a treasure hunter. We want him to be level 7. And this trick will be used throughout the run with other characters as well.
For the most part, Terra and Luck aren't used too heavily in this run here.
Oh, here on that side we have our villain.
Yes, we have the mighty Kefka.
And he seems to be turning T into his own personal plaything, or destroying monster or something.
Yeah, she was always a pyro. He just pushed her towards it. That's all that happened.
Oh, he stoked her passion for flames?
Yes.
Interesting.
See, he tells her to burn up everything.
Yes, he does.
She's like, yes, burn everything.
And we get to see the Emperor here, and 3 of his generals, but I'm not sure who that one that's close to T is. Doesn't look familiar to me. Does it look familiar to you, Riku?
No, I don't know any of these characters. I only know the Kefka and Narshe characters. Alright, so we're gonna move. We're gonna get our next character here. Locke the Thief.
Treasure hunter, not thief.
I'm pretty sure he's still a thief.
Eh,
They just wanted him to feel special.
I say he's still a treasure hunter. He doesn't really do any thieving per se from rich people or poor people. Just doesn't do that.
No, he steals from lowly merchants to have their clothing.
But we don't do that in this run.
Alright, so we named him L. Or A in this case, because we've deleted too many characters. And we did that so we could have our characters at the levels we want them to be.
Okay, since we have Locke here facing looks like a gaggle of monsters, what's the guy to do? Well, it seems we're gonna get some help.
Yes, there's Muggles that live in these caves here. And they enjoy helping people in danger, I guess. And the leader of those Muggles is the great Moogle Mog, who, because of how this game works, he's a character we get later on in the game, so because of that, there's a flag allowing us to take his equipment away.
Also, this introduces us into a mechanic that we'll use later on down the road for our final battle. But yeah, we are basically avoiding the monsters by having them walk upwards, and by that we can just skip everything and get down here quickly.
So we're gonna hope that Mog doesn't get stopped here.
Ooh, a miss on Kutan. Perfect.
So that net can hit any of your Muggles, and the two worst ones for it to hit are Kupan and Mog.
Looks like Zets did take Mog's equipment. We want the pike and the shield for later use on our characters.
The shield isn't as important as the pike is. The pike is the most important thing to grab. So but it looks like she's not grabbing the shield anyways. The shield just adds a little bit of extra defense to Terra up Mount Colts, or you can use it on Sabin later for some safety during the Kefka fight.
Coolpants has his cuckoo stopped. He takes both pieces of equipment for Mog. Now we have Locke here talking to Terra and her asking about her being saved and him asking her about her amnesia, but they just want to get out of this place ASAP, and they're gonna go to some place that is nice and hot. And probably sandy as well. Now, since we're separating, we want to take a very specific path on this world map. And as we go, we are going to run across hidden non-threat encounters blocks. This means we will not generate any threat and we can move further and faster. And this goes for other places on the world map as well. We should only get 3 encounters on our way down to see... No, 2 to 3 encounters before we get down to our next destination.
Yeah, we should only see 2. We should see 2 Leafer encounters, and now, from this point on, we shouldn't see any other encounters to Figaro.
And Coolpantsguy just leaving now. We're about to enter a very cutscene-heavy section of this game with this castle. It's basically 10 minutes of talking, walking, and more walking. So who do you think this guy is, Riku?
We name him E, but I think you should call it Batman.
Ah, yes, the infamous Batman with all his tools and other things.
Yep.
Now, this king is kind of a flirt. He also seems to be rather well versed with this treasure hunter of ours. And so, yeah, he seems to be hitting on our mystery T here, and yeah, from this point on, we will be able to do some walking and find our way to our next destination here in a moment.
So casually when you play this game, you're supposed to just kind of search the castle, talk to people, find out exactly who you're supposed to find answers from, and eventually you find out about Edgar's brother. But we know exactly where we need to go, so we're just going to walk there.
So flashback time. So here is the twin brother of Edgar, aka what we will name here in a few moments, Sabin, or probably S in 3 or 4 seconds. Let's get a chance to rename him.
I'm sure Zets is gonna call him S, for sure.
Oh yes, most definitely, and she did.
But I don't think that Coolpantsguy is gonna be naming them just single character letters, because he's got Tab, Bab, and Lab right now.
So we're going for a ab kind of mood here. So he's probably gonna name him Sab.
That's what I'm thinking.
Alright, so since we got the matron to tell us about Sabin, we are just gonna go straight back to the throne room. Avoid this Chancellor, who can be very annoying, get in the way, and just go back and talk to Edgar. What's this? A messenger or something? No, it's just Kefka coming in to inspect allies. Nothing to see here, folks. So after getting his shoes dusted off, he just pushes this guy out of the way and walks right into the castle. Now with Edgar, we have to talk to the 2 soldiers to talk to Kefka, and yeah, basically that's the only way to continue on with the flags. And so Edgar talked about not seeing this witch that Kefka's looking for, talking about something that witch stole. We're not sure exactly what it is, but he says that there's more girls than sand in the castle, which makes, I don't know, any sense, but... So yeah, Edgar tells his Locke to take Tara to her room, and she pretty much has to follow Locke, but we don't want to follow Locke for this part. We're just going to go ahead and get ahead of him.
Yeah, we can walk ahead of him here, but at this point here, there's no way we can go ahead of him unless we're playing the PS1 version.
Here we have basically Locke and Tara doing more plot points, and her questioning him, and him telling her about the returners, and Edgar being some kind of person in the returners, and stuff like that. And so, end scene here in a moment. And so we have Edgar here waking up for some odd reason. We're not sure what's going on, but he seems to think something's going on. But what's this? The castle is ablaze? How is that possible, Riku?
Because of magic?
That could be it. Now, Edgar doesn't have to, we don't have Edgar talk to Kefka. He's not the flag to continue on. This soldier at the top was, so we just talk to him, and we move on to about a 40 to 50 second cutscene of him escaping. And so, after the 3 escape, it looks like Edgar told his people to submerge the castle with some sort of fancy technology. And What is this? A sub of some kind? And so, Kefka just sprawling, getting a suntan, and being infuriated, he sends his goons after us. And so here we come to the next part of our strategy for the run. We're just gonna have Edgar take care of everything for us with his auto crossbow. It deals non-elemental, non-split damage to all enemies, and it's pretty powerful. 2 hits and this battle is done. Plus, we do not want to cast Magic Terror, or we will initiate a 40-second cutscene which we don't want. And this cutscene will be able to be forced on us throughout the cave in South Vigo Cave if we decide to do it there as well. So it's scared, he's reassuring her, and Locke tells them about the return power to hell, and Tara looks like Tara looks a bit unsure of herself. Ooh, Coolpantsguy getting the tech laser on him. At least it could have been bad. You could have gotten both tech lasers on her. So now that we have full control, we're going over to this cave on this chocobo, and basically just getting off and getting into this cave and going on with life.
Yes, this cave is gonna be the way we go over to South Figaro, and if we're on step route, we should get an encounter right after using the recovery spring, as we see here.
Yes, the auto crossbow can one-shot all these monsters, but if the damage goes low enough, the Valeries will survive, and we will queue up attacks with our other 2 party members. There should be only 3 or 4 encounters throughout this entire cave for us as well. The reason we're fighting for the experience is to help us pad a little bit of what we need to get on Mount Colts, which is coming up in like 4 minutes.
Yeah, Mount Colts is going to be our main place of leveling throughout the entire run. Basically, once we're done that point, we aren't going to be leveling at all anymore.
With Zets being through the cave, we are once again going to be step routing across the world map, taking advantage of those free tile spaces and getting into the town. Hopefully we won't get any... Ooh, Zets getting the bad luck with the merchant, with the character getting stuck there and blocking Shadow. Ouch. Now, we have the money for 3 sprint shoes. We want the sprint shoes to go fast, so we're going to equip those on Terra after backrolling our characters. Backrolling our characters will reduce our damage, but also reduce the damage given to monsters. We want to make sure our next destination we take as little damage as possible. So once again, we take a chocobo. We go again, do it by this guy who seems to be strict on telling us how to do it. And here we go into Mount Colts. As you can see, we've run into some brawlers. We don't want to fight these guys. They're not worth their experience, and we can't one-shot them at all at this point. And even if we could one-shot them, the EXP is definitely not what we want. So here we're going up and around to get a certain item that we need. You'll see what it is in a moment. Here we have the Atlas Arm. The Atlas Arm allows us to increase our physical damage, so we're going to equip it on Edgar in order to increase his bow damage. This will help us outside in later encounters to make sure that we one-shot some monsters and can basically do what needs to be done with others. So you see on Zets side we're carrying up a fire on the mammoth there. That's because Edgar's crossbow is not going to kill it in one shot. She's also re-equipping Edgar now with the pike. And Coolpantsguy is going for his Mythical Armlet right now. Not Mythical Armlet, Atlas Armlet.
Yeah, the Atlas Armlet is really important for us to pick up because it will increase all of our physical damage by 25%. Which obviously we'll want to increase that since our crossbow does physical damage.
From this point on, we're going to take pretty much all outside encounters. And if things go well and we can get locked away from this one encounter, we will have our levels up to where we need them to be, which is 10, 9, and 8. These levels are important because our next character will join at level 11, and we want a certain suplex because of that level. I mean, certain blitz because of that level.
Yeah, at level 10, actually, we get the last one that we need. We want level 11 just for a little bit of extra safety for a little bit of higher damage rolls.
Yes, indeed. So, basically, we're just gonna wrap around this mountain path and get down to our next boss here soon. Also, these Trillions can be quite nasty if they get their Bane Touch move off on us, and they'll cause poison, and poison is not fun in this game. Not by a long shot. It causes the screen to blur when you move about, and it looks like you just aren't going to have a fun time looking at that. So we have, I think, 1 or 2 more Trillion packs to deal with before we get to Vargas. Coolpantsguy getting a very good side attack for his 4-pack there. Since Zets has her levels, I do believe she's just gonna run away from all these monster packs now. And so, here we go with Vargas. And, oh, Coolpantsguy got another side attack. Very lucky of him.
Yeah, alright, so a Vargas fight. So there's these 2 bears that we see, and we want to fire them. We want to use fire first. Then we want to queue up some auto crossbow. And we're going to lock into the front.
Yeah, we just want Locke to do extra damage for us on our next available turn for him.
But we also want Locke to take less damage, and since both the bears will die off before they attack before he moves into the front row. And then we'll be able to get the extra damage off on him, and he won't be taking as much damage after this point as well.
Yeah, basically just all out crossbow, fire, and fight. That's all you have to do for this first part of the fight.
Yeah, once you hit this point of the fight, you pretty much hold down A on your controller and just walk away. You pace around your room and just wait. So Coolpantsguy having to force another encounter here in order to get his levels. Getting a side attack though, so...
Yeah, he's gotten 3 of these so far. That's been very lucky on his part. And so, here we have, on Zets' side, our S character. It seems that something happened between these two, and Vargas is kind of salty. We don't know exactly what went on, but he's jealous. It seems to be jealous. Oh, she doesn't get Doomfist skip, but that doesn't matter. We just do our blitz left, right, left, and insta kill him. There's a glitch with blitz that if you move too fast while selecting it, you could or down input or up input will also be part of that A input to start it, and it will always misfire on you. So we get the brothers conversing, and Sabin thinks that the world needs to come to its senses, and they're going to return his hideout, blah 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 blah. And we're in like about 10-20 seconds we'll be on our way to our next destination. And Coolpants has gotten through his first half of the Vargas fight, and he's about to start up into the second part.
So here's another spot where we have to walk very particularly on the world map in order to avoid encounters. You'll notice that Zets will take some weird diagonally steps upwards. It's because there's these invisible tiles on the ground that don't increase your step count at all.
Ooh, no!
This is bad.
This is bad. Ugh.
Oh no.
Zets, unfortunately, gets the return of soft lock.
Zets with the soft lock. That's not good because she didn't save up to this point yet. So it looks like Zets is going to continue on here, even though she hit the soft lock there. Maybe the Fizz was the other one that got it.
This is why Natara our other commentator Natar always suggests to safety save. It's her mantra, pretty much.
Yeah, Zets is forfeiting here, so...
With Cool Pants, he's now at the scene with talking to Bannon, and yeah, stuff happens. Them talking about Box and Evil and Light and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely an unlucky run for Zets there.
That's a 1 in 256 chance of actually happening. And it happening twice in the tournament is quite astronomical. With Cool Pants, he is now just talking to his characters in order to advance the storyline. In order to talk to Bannon. Seems that he's also going to raid the armory here a little bit early. And taking a tincture as well for himself. Now with Bannon, we just want to say no to him. We don't want to be his light. We don't want to be this last ray of hope, so we're just going to say no. And we're going to get something in return for saying no so many times. By saying no, we avoid a minute-long cutscene where we talk about a plan and get interrupted by this guy coming in. By saying no, we also avoid getting a really bad relic called the Gauntlet. That, while it may sound good, it doesn't do what it says it does. It's false advertising. It doesn't increase our damage at all. So instead, this guy gives us what we really want. The Genji Glove. This allows us to equip 2 weapons in hand and actually deal a lot more damage.
Alright, so we're going to go up and do a quick save here, and we're going to do some equips also before we save. We're going to equip the Genji Glove on Edgar, and we're going to equip some sprint shoes on Savin.
Now, as you can see, we just reset the game. Basically, we're going to do a in-game reset and then a screen saves reset because we're going to manipulate the river that's coming up. And if done correctly, we'll only see 2 encounters. We'll never see another one. And he's done it correctly, and now we're on the river. Basically, on the river, at this point, we only see 2 encounters which are forced on us, and we will come up to some forks as well on this trip. Now, we always just want to go left, so we're just going to hold down and let's go. And here is the secondary mandatory encounter. We want this encounter to get Edgar up 1 more level, and we want to make sure the other 3 run away. This encounter will yield us about 900 EXP and shoot Edgar up to level 11. Now, as you can see, there's 1 save point there. There are 2 save point spots on this river, and the second one is coming up right now. Basically, if you had a tent, you would use it, or refresh yourself with a sleeping bag, but we're not going to do that here. We're just going to go straight on and get into our next boss encounter here in a moment. And here's Ungalti. The premise of this battle is pretty much at this point that we want Edgar to attack, and we want Sabin to use his blitzes, and yeah, Terra to do fire, and Fabanin, either cure or maybe just fight. And if things are done correctly, we will avoid his let me get my bib line. It should be noted that this fight is heavily scripted. Basically, and he didn't get the right trick off to do the delicious morsel line. It's a tight window to get that. I've never gotten that myself, but here nor there. Basically, after a certain amount of time, after Terra's first hit, alters the script, switches to Sabin, and it goes from there. Also should be noted that the counterattack is a script with regards to fire attacks, and yeah, and this battle's over. So yeah, after some talking, stuff's gonna happen here. Like, Sabin's gonna jump in the water here in a moment. So yeah, now we got our characters splitting up, and we're entering the scenario portion of the game. Basically at this point, we are going to go with Sabin's scenario first. While it's the longest scenario, it also yields some of the best items in the game. Smoke bombs. It is indeed 100 out of 256. So basically here we got our friendly neighborhood ninja guy, Shadow. And normally we don't rename him, since he doesn't have that many text boxes. It doesn't really go over need to be done. And so we're back on step route here. We want to very particularly, and from here on we're just going to be avoiding running from all these encounters because Shadow has a chance to leave us if we complete an encounter here. So after 3 encounters or so, we arrive at this camp. It's camp cutscene, folks, and we're about to enter into a lot more cutscene than talking and movement for the next like 10 minutes or so. So get your marshmallows ready, folks. So here's Kefka again, and he's just basically yelling at the soldiers to do their jobs. He doesn't want to talk to them at all. How rude. So these soldiers look like they're going to be pulled away to do another job. Assault the castle. What castle, you ask? Why the castle? This castle right here. The Castle of Doma. Look at these guards just doing their weird things, and the one on the left just walking to the wall. It seems they're doomed. Very doomed, in fact. Or are they? Who is this weird mustached man that's coming our way? It's not Mario. It's Cyan. Or C, as I like to call him. Or, as Coolpants is calling him, Cab. Now we're equipping sprint shoes on this character and moving our battle speed to 1. Battle speed affects only the monsters, and we want the monsters to go as fast as possible here so we can also get off our lone attack in this fight. Our retort command, which is level 2. Basically, retort reacts to being hit and we strike back, just doing massive damage. And so with that battle done, all the soldiers retreat, and we just move on with our lives here, camp cutscene. So we now have control back of our characters. And we get to hide because more cutscene, folks. And here's General Leo. Seems like he's more noble than any other Imperial soldier we've met so far. This will also be the only time we ever get to meet him, so say be kind to him and just make sure that he survives this entire ordeal. So he's being recalled back to the capital, Vector, and we get to move again for a little bit. But unfortunately, you get to go right back to where we were, and because Kefka is there, and he and Leo converse a little bit. And so Kefka's getting something ready for the river, it seems, and this is when we come out and fight. Because we haven't changed our battle speed back yet. We don't want to. it doesn't matter at this point. Kefka's a member of our party, and battle speed only affects the monsters, so it's moot at this really to do that right now. So yeah, after this coming battle with Kefka, we are going to change our battle speed back to 6. And yeah, that's the only thing we're going to be doing. Basically, at this point, we are going to unequip Shadow, bring back his Imperial, and just stick all his equipment on Sabin, because it's better for him in the long run. So we have this soldier fight. We just want to fight the first 2 soldiers with the normal fight command, and then afterwards, to fight the Templars, we're just going to use a Blitz and a Air Lancet. Well, Air Lancet's not needed now. And Disruptor came to the rescue. And that battle's over and done with. And what's this? Kefka's pouring something purple in the river? Is that Kool-Aid or something else delicious, or?
Kool-Aid? That sounds delicious. Is it the best grape Kool-Aid?
I think it might be. Well, it seems that it's really good, because people are just keeling over from excitement. Or they're dying for it.
No, it's so good. They're like, oh my god, and they like fall face forward because they just like are feeling so great about this Kool-Aid.
Oh, so it's a awe thing then.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. So, with them thinking that this is a bad substance or something, Saiyan runs down to see the king. And so, basically, we're just getting ourselves moved about automatically, and we talk to the king here, who seems to be in some dire straits. We don't know how it happened, but I'm pretty sure it's related to that drink. And so we get control once more, and we are going off the search. But we just come to this little room, and hark, what's this? More people face down. It seems this is Cyan's wife and child. And unfortunately, they seem to be far beyond passed out. So, unlike any other human being who complained to management because of this, he goes on an irate tear and decides to go off and demand justice from these people. So we're entering the first the gauntlet fights here with Coolpants, and we won't talk to Cyan from the side or the back. Talking to him from the front will cause us to take damage and be kicked out of the way. We also hope for this battle not to get any dispatches from Cyan, because that just wastes more time.
Yeah, dispatch is no fun. But I gotta ask the most serious question here. Do you think we will see rainbow beams?
I'm hoping we will, but we'll see. Another clean gauntlet fight, and we're down to the third one. Ooh, Cyan targeting the wrong target and hitting the cadet in the back there. Ooh, and there's a dispatch as well. Ooh, ouch. Well, he's through that fight, and we're about to head off onto our next little jaunt of this section. We see here the magic armor. The magic armor is actually a status effect. That's the only way they could have gotten Kefka into it in the beginning of the game, is to make it a status effect. So here we are, trying to figure out how to move this stuff, and we're just gonna go on a mini rampage here, knocking a few people out of the way. And so we get into 3 more encounters here. When Riku mentioned the rainbow beams are basically just 3 main beams: fire, ice, and bolt. And if we do see it, it will be on counter 2 or 3.
Counter 2 is the only one that you can actually do full rainbow beams on, because you have 3 enemies to attack with the beams.
And he's not doing it, he's just doing pure fire beams.
Just pure fire beams. Sad day.
So yeah, as you can see, there's been some reorganization of the inventory as well within these battles, because there's time to do it. And there's the last of the encounters of this area. So, we are going to want to escape. So, we're following a certain prescribed path, and we are going down to this bridge and getting down into the forest. And looks like he's safety saving too, not a bad idea. This forest can be very nasty with its monster encounters. The ghosts, depending on how things go, they can use fire on you, like this happened now, and they can deal extensive damage. And if you get a 3-pack, 3 fires in a row can be absolutely devastating. Luckily for us, we have this spring where we can just sit back, relax, and recover our HP. A very lucky preemptive strike, so we can get out of here. Ooh, a pincer attack. Ugh. Pincers are not fun. You take double damage while you're in them, and they can just also can't escape unless you have smoke bombs. But yeah, he's gonna get out of there in one piece. And uses normal attack, 2 normal attacks, which is much luckier than negating the fire, and he's out of there. And he's on the Phantom train. Or getting close to it. He's just on the platform. So to get back to Narshe, they need to go somewhere. Get some transport. So Simon thinks this train is the best idea. But before Cyan can even bother telling him about the train that's haunted, they already get on, so... And at this point, they can't even get off, so the only way forward is through. Now, the step routing here basically wants us to stay on the path we're going regardless of if the ghosts get in our way or not. So we're going to have to wait for them to move, so we can just keep on moving. Preemptive strike on these whispers, which is very, very nice. So the next car, we're going to try to take force an encounter at the very end of the rail car. Basically going for a still going monster attack. This is because we don't want the encounters outside the train car. Those encounters are terrible, nasty. They can cast Blaze, and Blaze does upwards of 200 damage solo target, and multi-targeting does 150. So we come into this train car, we try to get out, this ghost blocks us, and yeah, we can just escape this battle and move on. There's no flag for running.
But they said no escape.
Well, we escaped anyways, so that makes sense if they said no escape at this point. So yeah, we told no escaping, and we just keep up this ladder. They really seem to be doing a bad job of making us not escape. So basically, at this point, we just want to run across this car, and it looks like Sabin did indeed participate in leg day. So we get across those two cars.
So, do you think we're gonna see a suplex?
Well, they did agree before the race to do it. Maybe but I'm sure he'll still do it if time permits, and he doesn't have his party down. And so, after getting rid of this car, we can hit the switch to move forward, which makes a little sense why we have a doubles use switch, but it happens. Now, it should be noted that Cyan has the worst run gauge in the game. Well, one of the worst. Bannon has the worst. And, of course, the person who has the best is Locke, because he is the treasure hunter. Here's a bomb encounter.
I need to point out something. He's going to be off on steps now.
Oh, right, he took a little bit extra steps in the last car to avoid the ghosts.
Yes, you can't move to avoid the ghosts if you're on step route after you've done the second section of it.
He just used a Phoenix down, and he's going for the earrings now.
He has some extra Phoenix Downs, though. It looks like he bought a few extras, just in case something like that happens.
Yeah, that's very lucky on his part to have done that. It's a good call, too. Now, the reason we don't go inside is because it's a lot of extra steps and screen transitions, so... Plus, we keep staying separate this way. So after hitting the first and third switch, we're gonna go outside and try to stop this train. This crazy train that we're on. Indeed, suplexes. His run is valid. And down goes Phantom Train. So Phantom Train lets us off while he's picking up other people, well, other departed people, I should say. And now we come to one of our saddest parts of the run. While we are getting let off, Sabin's wife and child are getting led on to depart to the other side. And it seems Cyan does not want anything to do with that. He wants them to stay. So he tries to chase after the train, and it does very little good since it speeds off and he can't keep up with it. By the time he gets to the platform, they're gone. So we're into this small cutscene in a few moments here of mourning, where we just have Sabin in our party. With this minute we can rearrange our inventory, equip our True Knight and our earrings, and just make sure that we have our cursors on the right things in the inventory. The reason we want the earrings is because the earrings increase magic damage, and Sabin's blitzes, certain ones are magic oriented, so that will increase the damage that's done with them.
Well, the most important one is magic oriented, which is Orbolt, yes. The only one we're going to be using after the one more suplex we do. We want the extra damage on that, so that's what the earrings are used for, because they increase the magic power of your magic damage by 25%.
Yep. Since we're off step route, we got those crass hoppers, and on the Veld, since we know what counts we're going to get, those monsters can be quite nasty because they can berserk us, and it could cause us to not get a certain character if things don't go our way. Now, with Shadow leaving us, we can just unequip Cyan here, put back a sword on, and jump off this waterfall. We're about to do a glitch, which is a variation of the Psycho Cyan glitch. Basically, we want to kill Cyan, kill one of the fishes, not necessarily that same order, but once we're done with the lone fish, we want to revive Cyan. And we want to make sure Cyan is primed up with his dispatch. And once that's all accomplished, we will have Sabin use a suplex on the fish. Now, the reason we want to do all this is because with Sabin's suplex, it's a physical attack, but we can't do anything to it with the fish with it. So, because of that, the game wigs out, makes it so Cyan basically torts. And the game doesn't know what to do after this because one is magic damage, the other is physical damage, and so it decides to end the fight for us. And here we go. And so here we are on the Veld, just laying there in the water until somebody comes along to help us out or something. And what do we have here but a boy who seems kind of curious. And here we are, folks, the namesake of this tournament. Kefka, Narshe, where art thou, Gao? So after healing and re-equipping ourselves at this point, we are going to walk to Moblis, however it's pronounced, and goes by some dried meat. We also know what encounters we're going to expect on our way there. So we'll have 2 or 3 encounters there, one being a scripted pincer attack, of course, and we'll go from there. So here we get the dried meat, and we're off again on the road to find Gao. Now, Gao has a 5/8 chance of showing up, and in the RNG can be very finicky sometimes. Since we got the Grasshopper attack on the world map, we now have to contend with these guys. They can berserk us, and if things go very wrong, they can berserk both characters, and we cannot get Gao that time if he shows up. We also want to make sure that the berserk character attacks for us, so in case Gao does show up, he won't be attacked and we can just get him. But unfortunately, he didn't know Gao, so the hunt continues.
So, Zero, what are the chances of us running into a Gao here?
Well, we have a 5/8 chance, so it might be a good chance for us to get him, but with RNG, you never know. And no Gao this time either. Unfortunate RNG for this. Normally by this time, if you don't have Gao, we are pretty much looking at a encounter table that we don't know at all.
Well, for this we're gonna get one more bomb, and then I think the next one is going to be the Bull Mammoths and the
guards.
Generals or whatever they are, guards. Yeah.
But he gets Gao on that encounter right outside the cave too, so that's very lucky. And so we're entering this long minute cutscene of them just talking. We're just gonna hold down A. What do you think they're talking about, Riku?
Some Thou.
Dao and something shiny?
Yeah, that seems about what they're talking about here, and they dance, and they talk about how Cyan's family died, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Quite the information dump. So, after all that, can we get some Kappas in chat, please? Because we are about to see our favorite little impy friend explain to us Gal's abilities. But since we're not going to use Gal's abilities in this run, we're just going to learn about it but not use it. Because we already have the rages that we want. It's like what happened. We're outside Servant's Trench, and he's going to save. And we're going to go right in to get to our next little plot point. So we're basically going to look for this helmet, and right near the end of the cave, we find it buried in the dirt. And this helmet will allow us to breathe underwater in the Serpent's Trench. How it helps 3 men breathe. Yes, enough Kappa Riku. Basically, we're now going to jump in, and we're going to encounter some possible dangerous encounters here if luck does not hold for us. The singular aquaform we could see on this route is definitely nasty and can do, I believe, Aqua Rake, which can one-shot us. We're guaranteed 4 encounters during this entire trip. And let's see how this first encounter is. He's got the 3 Actians, and he's got decent ATB, so he should be able to run away quite easily. If things don't go well, we want to kill Cyan, because he's slow, so it helps us out in the long run. We're going to go left then right in this trench. Ah, perfect. You got a side attack with perfect ATB, so easy running. Now, next fork, we're going to go left. It's faster to go left instead of going right through an arcade, and well, maybe once encountered, it's more time consuming. Seems like he's got decent ATB in this fight as well. Hopefully he'll be able to escape without anyone dying, except for maybe Cyan. One more encounter to go, folks. The little Angia forms, which are unfortunately have a difficult to run from flag set on them, so it's going to take more time. And you see the trench. Well, since we're in this new town called Nikia, we want to do, in the moment here, some shopping. And this shopping entails picking up some smoke bombs and possibly a mithril pike for Edgar.
Yeah, we pick up the mithril pike because it's better damage than the... I think it's the rune edge that we could pick up in the Moogle room, and we don't have to deal with Moogles also, which is great.
Yeah, the Moogles can be quite annoying when it comes to their movements. I've seen a few people get Moogle blocked in that passage leading out. Okay, since that scenario's out of the way, we are going to our next scenario, which is locks. Locks is by far the shortest, and it can be quite dangerous as well. So we'll see how this goes. At this point, we want to re-equip Locke with all his equipment for survival, put on sprint shoes, and move him down to the second slot. Second slot movement down because we don't want him to die in the caves to a pincer attack with gold bears. The gold bears you'll be facing the gold bears when that happens. He'll take less damage that way, and he'll survive.
Yeah, they can use an ability called, I think, Gore. That
Yeah.
if Locke is in the top row, he's facing away from the bear and will get one shot.
Now, after clipping the guard, we are able to get to the cave up here, and we're pretty much halfway through the scenario. No safety save either. So, basically through this cave, we are trying to get to a certain item. The item that we want is known as a Thunder Rod. And that will allow us to basically skirt around the boss of this little section. Now, here we come to our next level fight. And who is this talking to Locke? There's no one there.
He's got voices. They're in the tunnel armor.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, they're giving the hints. They're giving him the hints on how to defeat them.
Now, the Thunder Rod is broken. Basically ignores magic defense and does massive damage. So, yeah, basically, rods are great in this game. They're like Final Fantasy V's rods, in a sense, but better. Now, here we come to our final scenario. Terra's, Bannon's, and Edgar's. Depending on how RNG is and the seed is, we might get 1 to 3 encounters on the river. It also be noted that if Bannon dies, we get game over still. So there's that as well, hanging over us. And 2 encounter river is not bad, and so we're entering this final little section of us just marching on to Narshe. Now, we're back to this little place that Locke told us about earlier. So we're opening it up and going inside. Now we're going to get quite a few encounters in here, which we'll probably just run away with smoke bombs, or if our ATV is good enough, we'll just run away naturally. So here we come to a security checkpoint. The game wants us to follow this light all around the room, because it's a mini game, but because we're speedrunners and we like to follow directions, we are just going to do half of this, then skirt upwards and hold A. Because of that, we'll automatically tag the light and we'll just move right on. Now, at this point, we have about 3 or 4 encounters left to go, and we'll be home free to get onto a 3 to 4 minute cutscene with Arvis and the Elder. And it indeed changes the to the other Mythal Pike at a very opportune time. Hopefully he'll change his Edgar to the front row here soon, since he's still in the back row, I believe. No, he's in the front row. And so we're out there, and we are now hitting the end of the scenario cutscene and the big finale of our race here. And so we're talking with the Elder, and he doesn't want to help us. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to spill blood. And Bannon is trying to get him to agree to help us, but he's just unwilling. And well, you know, more friends show up. And so the Elder is being kind of a negative Nancy with what happened with Cyan, and we have Lock-in, our new Mogul friend, returning. Not sure where this Mogul came from. Maybe it's the person that was inside the tunnel armor, or maybe it was, they were found in the mines? I don't know. This is General Kutan. Basically, since we don't initialize Celeste, Zets unfortunately soft-locked at her hideout, so she was going to, I believe, start back up, but then she decided to forfeit.
She was debating on starting back up, and she just decided that there was really no point, and she just felt like even if she did start back up, she probably wouldn't have enjoyed the run, is what it sounded like. So I can totally understand that because you had to start off right from the beginning with no step route or anything, so... Especially you soft lock at the returner's hideout, you're already like almost 40 minutes in.
So, here we are in this last bit of the cutscene, and we are about to enter our battle at Kefka at Narshe. And he is safety saving. Good call. Because Kefka can be quite a pain in the butt with certain moves, safety saving is advisable here. So we are going to take a certain party members with us on this fight because they are the most power built of the team.
They're the highest levels, they do the most damage, and they're just overall the best characters.
Indeed.
Except for that Kutan person.
Yeah,
Kutan trumps everything.
Kutan doesn't have very good stats.
It doesn't matter. It's Kutan. Kutan trumps everything.
All right, then she trumps everything. So we wait for these soldiers to move. We have to wait for these next wave of soldiers to move as well. And we should be into the Kefka fight in the next 40 seconds or so. And he avoids Ryder, and we're into the fight. Now, if everything goes as planned, we will bait trick Kefka's second. We'll keep check to make sure Kefka's second turn is delayed, and it also make sure that he reels out his Ice 2, which can be very, very bad for us. And Cyan is down on over there with Coolpants, but he's making do. Nice crit there, and he's done it. We have an official SRL time of 1:34.57.